Finally were able to open up the door for me to speak to a grandmother who has been there for 40 days and had not seen her grandson that she came with since then, who's also special needs.
Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, your colleague who was at the border with you, compared the facilities to a concentration camp. Do you agree with that comparison?
Absolutely. I mean, there's a number of experts that say this is because it's traumatic. I mean, I don't know how to explain to people what we saw when we're explaining to people, and they're kind of looking back and saying, well, that can't be true. I said, but we were all there. I mean, you have Congressman Castro, Melanie, Norma, all of us were there. We saw what we saw, and we heard from the folks that were in the facilities, and some of them have not seen their children since being there. What you need to also know is, do you know the mere touch, the mere, even me holding the hand, broke them down in tears? That tells you they're under a lot of trauma, that they are in a facility that is dehumanizing. And, you know, this is a choice by the current administration. They are choosing to not allow asylum seekers to go through the legal process.
Congresswoman, I want to stop you here for just a second. McLennan has been sounding the alarm for months for resources to help the migrants. You voted against the $4.6 billion emergency border bill to deal with the surge of migrants that included almost $3 billion to provide shelter and care for unaccompanied children. Acting Secretary McLennan says those funds are critical to get children out of CBP custody and transferred, even if the bill didn't have everything you wanted.
But listen to this. Do you know what the CBP agents said on the ground, though, Martha?
Just answer
do you know what they said? What did they say on the ground? Ask a CBP agent. That's the one thing. I can talk to this secretary and he can say throw more money at a broken system, at an inhumane system. 3 agents took me aside, away from my colleagues, and said more money is not going to fix this, that they were not trained to separate children, that they don't want to separate 2-year-olds away from their mothers. That's not what they were trained for, or that's not what they signed up for in their service to our country. They signed up to protect the border, not to separate children, not to put people in cages. They all said this is a broken system. This is inhumane. I mean, these are also human beings. These are also fathers and mothers themselves. A woman, I met an agent who's a mother of 5. They all don't want to be doing this. They all know this is a choice. And let's be honest right here, Martha. In the 80s, it was more that was coming across the border, and we didn't do this. We allowed the asylum seekers to go through the legal process. We allowed community-based agencies to take the lead and show us evidence-based approaches to making sure that people are in humane conditions, that they have medical care, that they are not going to go hungry. I mean, this father told me he was there for 4 days and he's just been eating potato chips, but more importantly, he was gripping his son, telling me, I just want my son to be an American boy. I'm here because I have no other choice. And I can tell you, as a mother of 2, but also as a child of immigrant parents, I know my parents would have done the same thing for me to have a better future. But what our country is doing is creating a generation of children that will remember what our country did to them. And that, to me, I will not vote for something that is broken and deteriorated and is inhumane. That is a choice that I am making, a conscious choice. And I can tell you my district supports me 100% because they know the system is broken. They know that these agents, again, many of them overworked. Suicide is up among CPP agents. Look at the numbers. Look at the Inspector General's report. All of us can't be lying. All of us cannot be saying, we're all saying it's broken.